Premier Smith stands her ground regarding her separation referendum question.
We do not want this lingering around for 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years.
How much is this going to cost taxpayers? Plus, reaction to how Albertans feel about the long, drawn-out process.
That seems stupid. It seems like a waste of money.
I think it'll put it to bed.
And a Southern Alberta store that has stood the test of time faces its latest challenge.
It's 100% reliant upon the campground in the summertime.
Why a campground closure has a 125-year-old store on the brink of closing.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tyler Barrow.
Hello and thank you for tuning in. Premier Danielle Smith says a new referendum on separation has potential to bring together the province and offer Albertans some closure to an important issue. Voters will weigh in through a non-binding question this October, but the debate has already descended into chaos. Tim Brooke has reaction from here at home and from across the country.
Danielle Smith says it's really quite simple.
We do not want this lingering around for 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years, creating that level of uncertainty. People know on October 19th there's a choice to be made.
That choice, should Alberta remain a province of Canada, or should the government of Alberta commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada? Smith says the former option would ideally end the separation conversation once and for all. The latter would begin a process to hold a real vote on separation that would take at least 2 years to happen.
And I would hope that whichever side loses accepts the judgment of the people in the direction that we go. So I would say this is the ultimate policy debate.
The Premier claims the roughly 700,000 people who have signed a petition to either stay in or leave Canada want a firm answer, and so it's time to give them one. But many who signed the Forever Canadian petition say it was only to put an end to this sentiment.
And for Danielle Smith to say, oh, you wanted a referendum, not only is it lies, not only is it gaslighting, it treats Albertans like they're idiots.
Hundreds joined an Alberta NDP rally held symbolically at Confederation Park on Friday. That party is one of a handful of groups launching a campaign to stay.
Do not be fooled by her deathbed conversion last night, in which she said, I'm fighting for Canada. Because let's be clear, she will not lift one finger to help the Remain side in this ridiculous referendum. She's put it on us.
Across the country, it's conversation topic number one.
We're working in a spirit of cooperative federalism to make the country better. We're renovating the country as we go, and Alberta being at the center of that is essential.
Ontario's premier says he would never ask a question about separation.
She wants to, I guess, protect her 30% base. It's not going to win, as far as I'm concerned. It'd be a disaster for Alberta.
Smith has reiterated she's on Team Canada. In fact, she's promised to hold campaigning town halls this summer to speak to voters. Some believe if that would have happened earlier, this all could have been avoided.
I think it's a rather clumsy attempt to try and get around the decision of the judge. If the answer is yes to the second question, clearly Indigenous rights are at risk or they're being breached.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, this won't just be a lengthy process, but also costly. Elections Alberta estimates as many as 38 million ballots will be needed, as each of the 10 questions has a unique sheet to fill out. That'll require up to 90,000 election officers to administer and count the referendum for roughly 3 million eligible voters. Keep in mind, new legislation requires the count be complete in just 48 hours. We couldn't get an up-to-date financial estimate for it all, but at last check, October's referendum process was slated to cost roughly $36.7 million, about the same as the last provincial election. Now, reaction to the separation referendum announcement has been swift. There's one thing petition organizers agree on. It's the way Danielle Smith's UCP government has handled the issue. Alicia Fieldberg has more.
Alberta's premier says there will be a public vote on separation because 700,000 Albertans signed petitions on the issue. But leaders in each movement don't like Danielle Smith's double-edged sword approach.
You can only dance with two partners for so long.
She's angered people on both sides of the issue equally.
Around 400,000 people signed the petition to stay in Canada, which was filed asking for the provincial government to decide the issue.
Leadership is about making difficult decisions for the good of the country, even when they are from time to time not popular with your own political base.
Around 300,000 unverified signatures are on the petition calling for a referendum on Alberta independence. A Court of King's Bench judge ruled against it, saying separation violates treaty rights. And petition organizers say Smith's solution doesn't help.
It's a slap in the face to a supermajority of the members of the United Conservative Party of Alberta who all favor independence.
The UCP president denies that many members support secession and tells CTV the party stands firmly behind the premier. But Treaty 6 and 8 First Nations are condemning the UCP government's plan to move ahead with a separation referendum question this fall.
I don't know why she thinks she's above the law, right? Danielle Smith and the UCP continue to demonstrate why First Nations and many Albertans have lost trust and confidence in the government.
Calgary's mayor is against separation and worries about the economic impacts of the province's plans, which could fuel uncertainty for years.
Even having this conversation has been incredibly damaging to the prospects of investing here in Calgary and Alberta. This is a BS version of a question to ask. It is so ridiculous that we're being asked to vote on whether to have a vote.
Albertans organizing ahead of the referendum will have to determine how to proceed.
Will caucus and cabinet campaign? Will there be defections? David Parker, Jeff Rapp, they've all come out publicly and said that they want to take down the premier.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
The premier's referendum question is sparking reaction across Alberta, but not necessarily the kind her government may have hoped for. Our Mason DePatie hit the streets to hear from Albertans.
To separate or not to separate? It's a divisive question for many Albertans, and one some feel won't be answered despite a referendum come October.
That seems stupid. It seems like a waste of money, really. Like, we've already said, yes, we want a referendum, so why do we need to have a referendum to have a referendum?
In High River, Premier Danielle Smith's hometown, many want the chance to vote on Alberta leaving Canada.
Yeah, I mean, why not? People have to express their right to vote, right?
But not all feel the question the Premier's putting forward, which suggests either staying in Canada or voting to hold a future binding referendum, hits the mark.
If there was enough signatures, we should just be able to just sign one yes or no.
In Calgary, separation sentiment was much lower among those who stopped to talk, but many shared similar feelings about the question's wording.
It's a waste of time. If you want to pose the question to Albertans, make the question clear, concise. Do you want to separate or not? Yes or no? That's the answer.
Policy Studies professor Laurie Williams says the strong reaction shows a division happening all over Alberta right now, no matter if people live in urban or rural regions. She notes the path forward could be a long one. Albertans are now waiting for the outcome of court appeals over the failed separatist petition. There's also the potential for a binding referendum, but also the outcome of next year's provincial election. And there's always the possibility of yet another citizen petition.
I think much depends on other things besides just the answer to this question. And much depends, of course, on how much momentum some of these leaders that are calling for Danielle Smith's leadership to be questioned.
So while the question itself is raising controversy, so too is if it'll put the issue to rest.
I think it'll put it to bed.
I think it'll spark the debate further. I should be a clear answer.
Mason DePatie, CTV News, Calgary.
RCMP continued to investigate the data leak involving nearly 3 million Alberta voters, but there's no timeline for when it will be complete. A separatist group, Centurion Project, is accused of creating a database with illegally obtained voter information. Elections Alberta says the list was legally given to the Republican Party of Alberta, but it's not clear yet how the information ended up with the Centurion Project. The list contains the names, addresses, and phone numbers of about 2.9 million voters. Elections Alberta continues its investigation and is encouraging Albertans to reach out if they have new information about the list being shared. Calgary police say they've arrested a man who is wanted for extortion-related crimes. Police say Gangandeep Singh is now in custody. However, they haven't revealed where or how he was arrested. They say he was part of a group of individuals who kidnapped a man from Edmonton on May 6th for the purpose of extorting a family in Calgary. Singh was wanted for kidnapping with a firearm, pointing a firearm, unlawful confinement, assault with a weapon, and assault. Calgary police have released a photo of a man wanted in a bank fraud scheme. Police say it comes after a victim got a call from someone claiming to be calling from BMO, telling them their debit and credit cards have been compromised. Police say a man later picked up the cards at the victim's home and used them at a casino to access more than $12,000. They want to hear from anyone who recognizes him. A woman who owned 2 dogs that killed an 11-year-old boy in South Edmonton has been found guilty of criminal negligence causing death. The trial for 46-year-old Crystal McDonald wrapped up today. CTV's Nicole Weisberg has details and reaction.
I really appreciated that the people who were the victims of the prior attacks came to court and testified and shared their stories.
Stories that played a significant factor in the judge's decision. Dog owner Crystal McDonald should be held responsible for the death of 11-year-old Cash Grist. Cash was killed during a visit to his father's home in 2024. His dad was in the garage working on the accused's truck at the time and came in to a bloody scene. The judge called Wesley Grist a very credible and forthright witness and said he believed Grist when he said McDonald didn't put the 2 dogs in their kennels when she left for work that day. The court heard from several people terrorized by the dogs prior to the attack on Cash. The 2 cane corsos killed 2 pets, a cat and a dog, and bit 3 people, including McDonald. One of those attacks was caught on a neighbor's backyard camera. The seriously injured woman messaged McDonald afterwards saying she was convinced the dogs were going to kill someone. The judge said after that, there was a heightened duty for her to take steps to protect her roommate's son, Cash. And she didn't.
Her rule was that Cash couldn't be alone with the dogs, but it was clear that even one person being present with a potential victim was not enough. There had always been other people present during all of the attacks.
The judge said he generally found the accused to be evasive and defensive during her testimony. He said she knew the risks and called her response to the prior incidents wholly insufficient and inadequate.
Our position, of course, is, Miss McDonald, who loved that boy like a nephew, was put in a very difficult position when his father showed up with him and took steps that, to her, she reasonably believed would protect the child.
McDonald is scheduled to be sentenced in September. Her lawyer says they will likely appeal the decision. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
All right, Danielle, nice-ish day today, a little bit of rain. Hopefully the best is in store for the weekend.
It is, yeah. And a big chunk of the day we had sunshine and we had temperatures right where they should be for this time of year. As we get into tomorrow, we still run into a very small chance of an isolated shower after 3 p.m., but we're going to be significantly warmer tomorrow. Today's high, for example, was 18. Tomorrow in the city, 24 degrees. So very nice day to kick off the weekend. I'll have your full weekend details just ahead.
Thanks, Danielle. Coming up, a southern Alberta store that has been around since the early 1900s is in jeopardy of closing.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Welcome back. The owners of the Bottrel General Store have also operated a campground next to it for more than 100 years. Bottrel is less than an hour's drive northwest of Calgary. The campground sits on Rocky View County land, which now isn't allowing overnight camping. The new store owner says without revenue from summer campers, she may be forced to close. Kevin Fleming reports.
Entering the Bottrel General Store is like taking a step back in time. It's filled with historic items on its shelves that now have everything from food to work gloves. Beverly Guthrie became its new owner 22 months ago and is learning everything she can about its history.
The history goes all the way back to the 1800s. The Northwest Mounted Police have a holding tank for criminals on the way to Calgary.
Peggy Good and Bridget Hellman love the space that brings back memories for the two who live in the area.
It's the gathering place. If someone is celebrating, whether it be getting married, having a baby, it becomes the place.
Lacey Bluen is an old college student who grew up coming here.
We'd always stop in here. It was a super cool building, right, with all the history and stuff. Always go in and get our soda. They had like the old like soda bottles and stuff.
Guthrie says a big part of her summer business is the campground next to the store. But now Rocky View County is looking for a new formal agreement with her because the park sits on county land.
The relationship between the Bottrel General Store and the Bottrel Campground has been around for 134 years. It was privately held up until like the late 70s, early 80s. And the Bottrel General Store owners have always used that space.
Rocky View County says under the Municipal Government Act, any third-party operation on or use of such lands must be authorized by the county through an appropriate agreement. Any future discussions regarding the status or use of the lands will be subject to applicable statutory requirements, council considerations, and the public interest. Guthrie fears if she can't open the campground, she may have to close the store.
I lose money at the campground, but the revenue that I can make from the campers coming in here is what allows me to keep my doors and lights open year round, because we're open year round.
While talks continue between the county and the Bottrel General Store, Guthrie can only provide overnight camping for the 3 spots on her property. The county says that this area can only be used as a day use area. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Bottrel.
You could get the keys to an historic Calgary building, but there's a catch. You have to move it. You have to move to it. This building on Ogden Road will have to be moved to make way for Ogden Station when the Green Line is built. In 1913, it was a Hong Li laundry and later a boarding house for Chinese immigrants. During the First World War, it was turned into a hospital for veterans. It can be yours for $1, and the city will put forward $50,000 to help relocate it. It will be demolished if no one claims it. For the next few weekends, the BMO Centre will host a huge volleyball tournament. Volleyball Canada's 2016 Youth National Championships will take place at the BMO Centre. 22,000 athletes from across the country are competing in divisions from U14 to U18. In all, there will be nearly 1,500 teams and 56 volleyball courts inside the BMO. It's one of the largest sporting events in Canada, and the estimated impact for Calgary will be $68 million. And it's going to be a big weekend for girls baseball in the city. It's the annual Girls With Game event at the Big Diamond at Confederation Park. It's for any girl that is interested in baseball or girls already in the sport. It's a camp and they'll have skill stations and a big representation from some older girls who will be helping out. It's been Kimberly Jordan's mission to grow the girls' game, and this summer they're going to have the first ever all-girls baseball league. It's called the District 3 Wild Roses, but it will be open to all girls in Calgary.
There's a lot of really cool things happening in women's baseball, girls and women's baseball right now, and I'm really excited to see that girls have a place where they'll be able to play, they'll feel inclusion, there's a different level of safety and friendship, and just the opportunity to play somewhere that they feel very welcomed.
The league starts in July and ends in August. Registration begins tomorrow. Danielle Smith is along next with her Skywatch forecast.
All right, well, daytime highs in Calgary yesterday and today, 18 degrees. What's normal? 18 degrees. So Goldilocks weather just right in the city. But look at what's been happening around us. Temperatures have been climbing into those 20s. So even up north, Fort McMurray got to 23 today, 22 in Peace River, 21 in Grand Prairie. Jasper almost got to the 20s. Rocky Mountain House, Edmonton, Drumheller down through Brooks, Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, Milk River, all in the 20s for today. Calgary will get there tomorrow and should remain there for the weekend for daytime highs. All right, so activity today mainly was to the west of Highway 2, especially when you look at thunderstorm development. That all stayed off to the west, but there were some showers that did creep in. Calgary, we did see a little bit earlier today, and we saw a little bit closer down to Fort Macleod as well and Cardston. Now, for tomorrow, it's the opposite. Tomorrow, if we get any of this development, that's going to be mainly on the east side of Highway 2. And I'll show you that in the future cast here. So lots of sunshine for the morning hours for the whole southern part of our province. Clouds will increase in the afternoon, much like what we had today. And then here's a look at the development. So yes, we'll see some activity along the QE2. Small chance of any sort of thunderstorm development because things are getting more and more stable as we head into the weekend. But there could be some weak thunderstorms. But you can see to the east of Highway 2, there will be some thunderstorm activity, some isolated showers. It will be pretty sporadic. It will be brief. But mainly the development is east of Highway 2 for tomorrow, pushing into the Medicine Hat area around 8 p.m. tomorrow, so later in the day. Looking at the long-range forecast, 24 degrees is our high for Calgary. Yes, so slap on the sunscreen if you are heading out because the UV index, of course, will be high. And we'll still be in those 20s for Sunday as well. 22 for Sunday, looking more stable than Saturday. But still a good amount of sunshine for the entire weekend. We'll hold on to the sunshine for Monday. It will start to cloud over in the afternoon, of course. 25 degrees is the daytime high by then. The next real system doesn't move in until Tuesday night. Rainfall Tuesday night and through parts of Wednesday. Thunderstorms possible as well, and by then we'll pick up 2 to 4 millimeters of rain.
Thanks, Danielle. Still ahead, kids test recipes to get ready for Lemonade Day. Welcome back. About 20,000 people are expected to hit the streets this weekend for the Calgary Marathon. Organizers say registration is up 15%, surpassing last year's record of 17,300 participants. In the 5K and 10K run go on Saturday. Sunday is the half and full marathons. There will be road closures along the routes. The marathon weekend is also expected to raise nearly $1 million for local charities. Living Spirit School celebrated its official opening today with a blessing ceremony. Students were welcomed into the school in February. Friday's ceremony was meant to bless the new facility and its community. It also recognizes the contributions of all those who made it a reality. The school teaches kids in kindergarten to grade 9. Graduating students are soaking up parts of the new facility while they can.
But it's been the booths upstairs because it's like the first time we've had like an open space for students to just lounge and to kind of socialize or even work outside with each other, meet up with other people.
The library, because it's just like such a calming space. It's nice and quiet and it's just got some beautiful lighting.
Prior to moving in, the more than 400 students were split between 2 other schools. A small group of kids got a head start on Lemonade Day. The kids were treated to lemonade testing and brand building at the Lemon Lab. Lemonade Day runs July 18th for kids 5 to 13. Participants will set up stands throughout the city, making their own lemonade while also marketing it. The day is meant to help teach kids entrepreneurial skills. On average, each stand donated $67 to charity last year. This year's organizers are hoping 1,500 kids will participate through the city.
Well, we hope that they come out of it with confidence and excitement about what they can contribute to society in future.
Those looking to participate can register at lemonadedaycalgary.com. All right, that does it for us here. Have a nice weekend. Good night, Calgary.